Hello. It's the live on Facebook. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little jibby-jabby, not a jibby-jabby, gonna have a chat while I wait for a few of you to get on. And if you're on, can you write me something down below so I know you're there. Today's live's gonna go for about 15 minutes, so hopefully you can tune in for that long. And if you'd like to share this live straight up with some friends, please tag them right now, because it'd be lovely to share the information that I'm about to share with as many of you as possible live. So the topic today is Shungite. I hope a few of you have heard that word before. I just tried it out on complete strangers in Bunnings 15 minutes ago. In the garden aisle, there were a few people looking to buy the right kind of nutrition for their soil, for their garden plants, and I said, hey, you guys might be interested in using Shungite. You should be using Shungite for that. So anyway, they were very intrigued, so we sent them to one of our websites and they looked at it straight away and wished us luck with our business, which was beautiful of them. And we do need luck and love and kindness, and we need you guys to all help promote our business. So that's something I'm going to be focusing on a little bit in the coming weeks as we launch into a bigger phase of our business development. So if you don't already know, I am Helen, and I've been working in the natural health space for 5 or 6 years in a dedicated way with my hubby Nicholas, and we have been focused on natural health off and on for our time together for the last 19 years. But of course here we are now, and we found ourselves having to look at other things that were available to support people in their health, and we were doing other things related to hemp for nearly 4 years, and that business has now been killed by the government through their COVID measures. So we had to find something else to support our family and also to support our community in being healthy. So we went looking for all kinds of things, and I've always loved crystals, and that's not, you wouldn't think that would normally be connected to natural health, but in fact it is. And that's where we come to talk about Shungite. Shungite is a mineral that comes from Karelia in Russia, which is the northern part of Russia, up where it gets very cold. And it's a rural area, and there's only one place in this area, Karelia, where you find this mineral. And it's black, and it's quite amazing. And I want to let you know a few things about it that you may not know. So I'm just going to start with showing you this little darling. This is a polished piece of Shungite, and if you notice up close, it's got little quartz through it, veins of quartz and anthracite. It's actually a mineral. So rather than it being a crystal formed in the same way that crystals are formed, it's actually a mineral. So it's a mineral deposit that exists in only one place on the planet, thus making it very rare and very special. Just for that alone, if you say that's just amazing and I have to have some because you can't find it anywhere, then that's one great reason to own Shungite. However, I'm going to tell you the amazing magical benefits of it, and you'll want it everywhere, and you'll want to be wearing it like I am. So Shungite, wow, where do I start? Okay, Shungite is a beautiful black piece of rock, but it is used for so many different things. It was formed 2 billion years ago. 2 billion, not million, 2 billion years ago. And we are not sure how. There's 3 or 4 different ideas about how. One idea is that it came from when a place and a time on our planet when single organisms existed. So we didn't exist, but it did. And for example, our solar system is apparently 4.6 billion years old. And shungite formed when organisms accumulated and mixed with mud and silt on the bottom of a brackish water body. So geothermal heat and compression transformed the organic minerals into liquid hydrocarbons, probably much like oil, which slowly became petrified into rock. So that's one idea. Another idea is that shungite formed from a meteor hitting the planet in one particular place. Much like gold has come from other planets and wasn't formed naturally, but came from meteorites. And another idea is that it was sent from outer space for our needs. Now, how quizzical is that? Maybe that's the case. In any case, it's here and we've got it and we are learning so much more about it. The reason we know so much about it is because the Russians have been studying shungite for over 50 years. Now, the Russians don't mind whether we know about it or not. And along with the Russians, the French have been doing a little bit of research as well. So most of the research is in Russian and French, and we've been able to translate some from Russian to share with you. And there's an incredible book that we're reading by a French author called Regina, and we reference her book a lot in our website as well. And she's put together everything that she's read into an incredible book. Definitely worth reading. You can get it on Kindle. And she's also a researcher. She's been studying shungite for 12 years on her own from a bioenergetic point of view. So I want to talk a little bit about the bioenergetics of shungite and why we use it for EMF protection. So Martino's research, Regina Martino, the book I just discussed, she's been conducting experiments on shungite since 2006 and studies the impact of natural objects such as minerals and crystals on the energetic bodies of living beings, which includes our subtle energy centers. So in relation to our 12 chakras above and below, she's been focusing on the chakra system in relation to using shungite to increase or decrease our vital field. So energetic fields move out from our bodies like ripples on a pond in most people, and the vital field extends out from our body about 5 to 8 feet, so that's up to 2 meters. So when we're in close contact with somebody, we can actually pick up on their own vital field to see where they're at. When we say they've got a great energy, we want to be close to them, around them, that means we're picking up on their vital field. When we are negatively attracted from people, it means their vital field is detracting from us and we don't want to be around it. So that's what you and I feel. Well, there's real science to that, and that's called the bioenergetics. And there's a lot to learn about bioenergetics. So apparently our vital fields are almost immediately affected by any change in our internal and external environment, including the food we eat, the water we drink, the toxic exposure we have, our emotions, our lifestyle, and our overall health and well-being. If there's a persistent disturbance regarding the vital field, it can lead to physical or emotional illness. Chronic exposure to electromagnetic radiation, for example, is one of those disturbances. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but they've started turning on the 5G. So that is a disturbance to our field. And a lot of us feel it. Those of us who don't feel it and aren't aware of what's actually impacting us, people are energetically feeling it and then not understanding why they feel agitated or fatigued or having headaches, or generally just feeling unwell, or maybe even just feeling confused and foggy in our heads. These are all symptoms of radiation and radiation poisoning from the outside in. So in repeated experiments, Martino's been able to measure the effects of shungite and hundreds of other minerals on human vital fields. She's developed a highly reliable, reproducible way to measure those energetic fluctuations, and she's found that shungite, more than any other rock, is able to realign your chakras and optimize your vital field. Essentially, shungite transforms artificial EMFs into biologically compatible frequencies for our body, thereby neutralizing their negative impact In other words, it transforms harmful radiation that is existing around us and being pumped out of towers and being pumped out of routers and being pumped out of electromagnetic equipment, even things like your toaster and your fridge. Everything that is existing around you that's actually emitting dirty electricity, dirty leaking electricity and radiation, it transforms it so that our bodies can cope with it, and it gives our bodies a better capacity to recover from the effects of it and the emotional trauma and illness. So she writes in her book that when we bring the crystal into our electromagnetic field, two things occur. The electromagnetic frequencies carried by the stone will vibrate with related frequencies in our own energy field through the physical law of resonance, creating a third larger vibrational field. The nervous system is attuned to these shifts in energy and transmits this information to our brain. Here, the frequencies stimulate biochemical shifts that affect our physical body and shift our brain function. So remember when I'm talking about our effects that we feel when we go into areas that have a lot of radiation, we go foggy. So that's messing with our brain frequencies function to have neural pathways clear to enable clear creative thought, rational thought, enabling the front cortex of our brain to be stimulated rather than engaging our vagus nerve at the back to go into fight-flight mode, which is where a lot of us exist when we're both foggy in the head and then stimulated from the outside. And we make our decisions based from the back of our neck rather than our frontal cortex that enables both creative thought and other, neural pathways to exist and enable us to think. So if you can clear your thought pathways neurally from the outside influence, that radiation, you're going to have clear thought. So apart from that, we've also discovered that this little rock, wearing it or having it around you, dispels negative emotions from other people around you. So it impacts them as well. So within that 2-meter radius that the shungite protects you from, you're impacting other people by wearing it in a positive way. And you're also keeping their negative vibes away from you. So it gets rid of hardcore responses that they might have towards you. So I know a lot of people in my community who are feeling very concerned about what's going on. They're feeling vocal when they leave the house and are surrounded by people wearing nappies on their faces, and they can't keep their mouths from talking about it. Then often you find yourselves in conflict situations, even just standing in the aisle at Bunnings. Talking to people about shungite. There was a woman who said, "Can you get out of the way? I need to see the shelf. I need to see the shelf." She's over 60, I'd say she's been jabbed. She was wearing a nappy on her face, and she was really distressed because she couldn't see the whole shelf because I was standing in front of some of the fertilisers.
I offered her a hug.
My husband offered her a hug after we'd moved, and that just shut her up. We were both wearing shungite and talking about shungite at the time, so we dispersed her bad energies quite quickly. Even though my husband was wearing a shirt that said, "Ask me why I don't vaccinate." So there you go, shungite works in the aisle and Bunnings as well. Now, why would you use shungite like its form anywhere? Well, you can put these little cubes in the corners of a bedroom or a living space to reduce the EMF and dirty electricity within a bedroom, for example. You might choose to use it in the form of a pyramid. Look at this little darling. I'll just put it on the front side so you can see the angles. This is a square-based pyramid and one of our favourite shapes. Now, why is it our favourite shape? Because it's a power shape, the pyramid. They built them like this for a reason. It's because it provides the most exposure for the fullerenes which exist inside of shungite. Now, fullerenes, here's the next part of the science. Fullerenes are the part of the makeup of the molecular structure of the shungite rock. And fullerenes are comprised of buckyballs. Now, buckyballs were named by Mr. Buckminster Fuller in 1985. When did he name them?
About that. The geodesic dome.
Oh, really? Back in 1985? That seems like too early a time. Anyway, the buckyball is basically the shape of a soccer ball with all those hexagonal patches sewn together to make a round shape. That's a buckyball. So in 1985, laboratory chemists synthesized unique, hollow, carbon-rich molecules shaped like soccer balls, and they named the new molecule, a fullerene, or buckyballs, after the late Buckminster Fuller, famous for his geodesic dome architectural structures. So he used the shape of the soccer ball to create geodesic shapes in his architectural designs. Fullerenes were basically molecular hexagons, pentagons, bound together into hollow cages, and each carbon atom served not only to hold the molecule together but also as a point of attachment for an external atom or molecule. Hello, Melissa. Thank you. Nice to have you here, darling. We're learning all about fullerenes and buckyballs in relation to shungite. So, 1991 Science magazine distinguished fullerenes as the molecule of the year, and in 1996 the scientists who originated them were awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Hello? Pay attention. The Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Interesting. When synthesized in the lab, fullerenes were considered non-existent in nature, so they didn't realize the fullerenes existed right here. But in 1992 they were then discovered in shungite. To this day, scientists remain mystified about how these unique molecules were able to form, as we talked about before. How did it happen? Where did it form? How did it form over there in Karelia? We do know that they require very high temperatures and pressures to form. Therefore, the top two theories that I talked about before, as theories of origin, involve lightning strikes and meteorites. Fullerenes are not abundant in shungite, despite what you might read. In fact, they've only been found in elite or noble shungite. So that is the shiny shungite. So I'm going to show you a piece of that in a second because I don't have any with me. Maybe my husband can go and find me a piece of elite shungite. That'd be lovely. Shungite contains 7 types of fullerenes containing between 24 and 70 carbon atoms. But from what I understand, only the larger fullerenes with 60 to 70 carbons have the desired stability that we need. Naturally occurring fullerenes have the additional property of encapsulating water, and gases. This is elite shungite. It's shiny. It looks a bit silver. This is elite. Now the reason elite is so special is because it contains more fullerenes and it's rarer to find. So the elite shungite is mined through crevices and cracks. So it's a bit like when they mine for nasty gas or coal seam gas or gold. It exists in the crevices and cracks of rocks. And it cannot be polished or made into shapes like this can be because it's too fragile. It's flinty, a bit like shale, so it can't be polished and cut. That's why you'll see polished pieces with what we call the classic or black shungite, and you'll see, as it is, forms available like this. Now this is a piece of elite shungite that we purchased as an example and sample. You can purchase pieces like this from our website as well. They're beautiful, so gorgeous, and we keep this in our bed for sleeping every night to give us good dreams and keep us protected from EMF. It's a darling.
There are fullerenes in the classic shungite.
There are fullerenes in the classic shungite, but less than. Okay, so if I was to wear a piece like this in a pocket, for example, or in my handbag, I'm going to get about, what, 3 meters protection? I'm asking my husband.
Oh no, up to 4 or 5 meters.
Right, so 4 or 5 meters protection out of a piece like this, and up to 2 meters on a piece like this.
2 to 4 meters.
2 to 4. So you get more for your rock. There you go. So I want to tell you a little bit more about why. Now I just referred to gas and water, so I want to go back there because that takes me to something, well, it takes me all over the place, but I want you to understand this. Okay. So they encapsulate water and gases, including helium, inside their hollow carbon vaults. So the fullerene is like a hole with a gap to take things in, okay, and encapsulates things, which is why it's very good for detoxing the body. We'll go on to that in a second. Natural fullerenes are members of a highly exclusive club. Since their discovery in Shungite, they've been found in fulgurites, glassy rocks produced by lightning strikes, meteorite impact craters, lava flows, coal, fossilized dinosaur eggs, and cosmic dust from planetary nebulae. Hello! Personally, I vote for the meteorite impact theory when we consider that that's where else we're finding fullerenes, okay? So, one lucky meteorite luckily hit us in Russia. Hello! And we are being given the opportunity now with the World Wide Web and shipping that's still working to bring it to you, to Noosa and to Australia. So what we're doing is we're distributing Shungite across Australia, and we're going to be the primary distributor for our supplier across Australia. So crystal shops, nurseries, these kinds of people that I'm going to talk about in a second will all be coming to us for Shungite. And you, lucky people, get to learn about it first, and you get to help us get it out to them, because there are so many amazing health benefits for us to get this product to our farmers. So I want to talk about that now. Or maybe, okay, now let me talk about water. Okay, you can put a piece like this in your water, and your water then changes molecular structure and increases hydrogen within the water. So generally water is H2O. When you add...
We don't know for sure, but...
When you add Shungite, it hydrogenates the water and has a lot more hydrogen molecules in the water. Okay, so you can use elite Shungite to make your water wetter and hydrogenate your water a lot more, or you can use our pieces of rubble that we have, unshaped black Shungite, available for water filtration and hydration. So you can put a few pebbles in a glass jug or in a glass drinking bottle and keep refilling and have Shungite water. You can also put it in your tabletop filtration system and have Shungite water. So generally you need 100 grams of Shungite per 1 litre. So if you've got a big tabletop system that takes 10 litres, you need 900 grams to a kilo. So we sell that for $90 for 900 grams.
Detoxes the water.
So what does it do? It detoxes the water. It's 95% antibacterial, so it takes the bacteria out of the water. It hydrogenates the water, and it is generally really vitalizing for the body. And it tastes really good because it mineralizes the water. So some of you might have water systems where you have minerals within your layers of your filtration system. Well, Shungite can be used to replace some of those rock minerals you might be using, or when you're ready to replenish your filtration system, you could be using Shungite in there as well. But if you already have a sealed system and you don't want to mess with that, just have a tabletop system or a glass jug that's just specifically for Shungite water, and make sure you get at least 2 to 4 glasses of that a day. It's a fantastic detoxing option, and it's really easy.
It's 80 times more powerful than the next best free radical scavenger.
Okay, so Shungite is 80 times more valuable than any other free radical muncher. Scavenger. So it goes looking for free radicals in your body and gets rid of them. So that's what I'm going to talk about now. So Shungite for inflammation, immune function and detox. The Karelians have utilised fullerenes for centuries without us even knowing about it. It's believed the healing properties of the spring water that flows through the Shungite outcrops in the Karelia region is the result of fullerenes. Shungite is one of nature's gifts for cleansing the environment, but it may have equally impressive effects for cleansing our bodies. Shungite can be consumed orally or applied topically, or be drunk using Shungite water, and the stones can be worn like this, close to your body. Thanks to Shungite's unique structure, it grabs onto many different things, including chemicals, volatile organic compounds, drugs, chlorine, fluoride, and radioactive particles.
And heavy metals.
It also kills a wide variety of bacteria, viruses, did I say viruses? Phages and other pathogens. Shungite can neutralise a significant number of toxins because it holds a massive quantity of hydrogen, making it very difficult make it difficult for everything else to exist, and makes it very effective for water purification. Shungite studies have also shown in anecdotal evidence, and they point to a long list of potential health benefits. Some of these are backed up by studies, others are simply mentioned in articles we've read. Often a study is described but no citation is provided, making it difficult for me to validate some of these things. So I think a good deal of literature probably exists in Russian, which is difficult to access for us. But that adds to the struggle when everything's in Russian. But we're doing our best to get it to you in English so that we can then get it to you. So it helps with inflammation, elimination of free radicals, antioxidant effects, and reducing cellular damage. It is antibacterial and antiviral. It's antihistamine, which means suppresses allergies. It's anti-cancer, slowing cancer cell growth. It's a pain reliever. It's an immune booster, so you get faster healing and better tissue regeneration. It protects from ionizing radiation, non-ionizing radiation, including EMF, and geopathic stresses. It enhances detoxification in what you're already doing. You just increase your detox process using the water and using the powder. And the benefits reported for high blood pressure are awesome. Osteoarthritis, respiratory tract infections, diabetes, gastrointestinal conditions, skin conditions such as psoriasis, and faster recovery for cancer patients who've opted to use radiation therapy.
3 weeks for normal bloods instead of 4 months.
They get, studies have shown that they recover within 3 weeks of radiation instead of 2 months. So that's awesome. So for any people who might be choosing that toxic pathway to get rid of the cancer, you have something natural to help them recover from that toxic overload. Also, secondly, my father had prostate radiation done, and he had copper put into his body to enhance the radiation techniques, and he was not sleeping well. The toxic overload sits in his body for 6 months, and they said to expect that. He wasn't sleeping during the night. It was awful. He was having hot flushes. So I said, you've got to start using this Shungite water, and he is doing that, and he's getting a good night's sleep. Finally, with like literally the same night, he slept better. And I am so excited about that for him, because he was, you know, in danger of driving off the road because he wasn't sleeping every night. So Shungite water, amazing, detoxing.
Hepatitis, clinical,
my husband says there's peer-reviewed studies for, yes, in Russia, for great results from hepatitis. So hepatitis B, hepatitis A, all of them. They actually have retreats in Russia where you go to, they call them sanatorium, which sounds like a mental health unit, but in Russia it means a health retreat. And you go there and you bathe in the waters, okay? So like the other bathing places that they have in England, and we've got beautiful spas down in Victoria with mineralised water, they have the same thing, but they have the Karelian Shungite waters. And so you can go there in the retreats and bathe in the waters and drink the waters and be surrounded by it. And also, I'll just be reminded you, there is a Shungite room in Paris where you can go and be surrounded by Shungite. There's Shungite paint on the walls, and it's fully protected from EMFs. And they're actually using that Shungite room as a place to do studies using Shungite. So that's pretty cool. Look that up if you want, the Shungite room in Paris.
Shungite paint and Shungite
yeah,
tiles.
So that talks to me a little bit about, yeah, okay, there's so much. You can put Shungite in your paint. And I'll just, okay, Ebony Ray's got a question. She says, can the Shungite pebbles be used over and over again in your jug, or does it lose potency after so many litres? Okay, in answer to that question, you can use it in your jug for up to 3 years if it's Elite Shungite. Okay, if you choose to buy that one, that's more expensive. So 200 grams of that is $275. Or you can use the classic black Shungite pebbles at $90 for 100 grams. Sorry, $90 for 900 grams, so that's $10 per 100 grams. And that lasts for up to 2 years. Both of them, it's suggested to give them a little cleanse in water and put them in the sun for 2 hours every 3 months. So that if there's any bacterial growth at all, you kill the beauty of vitamin E sunshine. So you only have to do it for 3 months and you get 2 to 3 years from your roots. Once you finish with it, you put it in your garden and it does amazing things for your garden. And also, how long, she's asking, thanks, Anthony, does it take for the water to be charged? Well, overnight 12 hours is enough. So if you're replenishing your jug before you go to sleep at night, hope you drank what you had with.
Cycles. The first cycle is 72 hours.
Okay, so 72 hours, my husband's saying.
And then after that,
so the 72-hour cycle for the first lot is a great start. But you get benefit within 12 hours. So if you do drink everything that's in your jug and you want to fill it up for night time, then you still get goodness out of the 12 hours. But if you want to go and be really detailed about it and get 72 hours, you have multiple jugs going, 1, 2, 3.
And you drink bottles.
You drink the first jug the first day and you give the next two another 2 days. So you go there.
And you carry your drink.
Or stainless steel's good too, okay, as long as it's natural. Put a few rocks in the bottom of your water, and while you're drinking during the day, you have that Shungite water, making happen. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm now going to focus on, what was I going to say? We're talking about the room in Paris. Okay, so we're talking about walls. So if you want to create a more of a Faraday cage around your home, inside your home, you can literally put the Shungite powder that we have into your paint. It doesn't require a lot of Shungite per 10 litres. We've got energyhealing.space, and you can make your own EMF paint. It's a very affordable way of doing it. Now, when you paint it onto the wall, you do get a grey colour because the mineral comes through. However, if you don't want a grey wall, you can put an undercoat over the top of that and then your choice of colour on top of that. So you've got 3 layers of paint, and the first layer is your EMF protection. So for anybody that's living in an apartment where you are surrounded by other people's routers and phones and equipment, and you've got like floors, ceiling, walls, people living everywhere, which I couldn't imagine it. It would be awful. But if you're stuck in it and you want to fix that problem, like I know a lot of you do, then putting this paint, Shungite paint, on your walls is a really good choice.
And the ceiling.
Now, and your ceiling, okay? So if you can afford to repaint your apartment and you want to protect yourself, I suggest you look at getting some Shungite powder from us and let's make it happen. Let's get you protected from the EMF and the radiation around you that you can't do anything about. So now you can do something about it, and it's called EMF paint, Shungite paint. Right, what else have we got? Anyone else got any questions? I'm sorry the internet's not working so well, but some people are cutting out. I do hope that you are all catching me. Let me know if it's cutting out. Maybe they're doing it on purpose. I'm a freedom fighter. Okay, now we're going to move on. How can you tell that your Shungite is real and not fake? Because it's of high value and hard to get. There are shysters out there selling things and saying it's Shungite and it isn't. So maybe they're selling tourmaline and saying it's Shungite, for example. Well, all you do is you get an electrical tester, a little gadget that you use to test batteries, and you clip it on, don't you? You just like zzzt, and see if there's an electrical charge, and the little tester will tell you whether it has an electrical charge, because Shungite is a superconductor, okay? And so that is how you tell that your Shungite is real and not tourmaline. And we suggest you do it, so you know. And I can guarantee that you buy it from us, it's real. Okay, there's no middleman. We deal with the supplier that is existing right near the mines. And I wouldn't ever do that to you. I wouldn't sell you something and, I just don't do that. I want to protect you. I'm in it for my heart and for your life. So you can test other people's shungite to make sure it's real. Okay, how do you harness the power of shungite? I've talked about drinking it, the water. I haven't talked much about eating it, but get a little jar, shungite powder, and you can have up to a quarter of a teaspoon with water, or add it to your mix when you're having your other supplements.
We're not allowed to say that.
You could choose to do that if you wanted to, for example, as a detox mechanism. I do it. You know, it's up to you. What you put in your body is your choice. Our body, our choice, right?
My body, my choice.
My body, my choice. Your body, your choice. Let's detox. Do it any which way. There's some good reading about the benefits of that on our website, quantumenergyhealing.space. So learn more about that. You can, of course, place shungite around your home. So now I want to show you the pretty things that I have in front of me. Let me see if you can see that. Okay, here we go. We've got squares, and we've got squares. This beast is about 1.2 kilos. This one is about 150 grams. This is a beast. This is $203. And we do ship it, but shipping will probably cost about $16 or something across Australia. This one would cost like $10 to ship. We can ship for about $10 under 5 kilos, but I think this one's going to cost more than $10 to ship, because it's a beast. And talking of other beasts, I'm just going to leave it there. Is this beauty? It's easier if I just... Can you see that? No. Okay. I'm going to pick her up. Oh, she's a beauty. Look at this. Now this is also a square-based pyramid. This darling is unpolished, even though she's got a glimmer. Oh, this is unpolished.
That's polished.
Actually, this is unpolished. It's a matte finish, and this is polished. So this beauty is $188, and it's from one big piece of shungite. This is 150 mil white, and we do 200 mil on customized order. However, the bigger the pieces go, sometimes there's cracks from the quartz and the other crystal one that you make. Sometimes it can make it a little bit better. However, we do sell 150 by 150 ready to go, and that's on our website too. Now, I want to show you some other little darlings. If you like spheres, there is a little sphere on a stand. I can get these stands locally for you, but we've also got stands coming that are made of shungite. So a shungite base stand is also really, really good to have. You can shift it around between your pieces. It actually it cleanses other crystals. So you can use a shungite stand and cleanse all your crystals. If you don't put them out in the moon and forget, just put them on the shungite stand for a day or two and let them cleanse your other crystals. And you can also buy a shungite tile plate, which is about the width of my hand, 100 mil by 100 mil. And they could be your base plates for your shungite formations that you like to have. What are those lovely, what do we call them when we put all our crystals out in a little formation? I've forgotten the word.
Mandala?
It's like a mandala, but you put your crystals down. Anyway, you can use the tile plates, the shungite tiles, as the base, and it cleanses those crystals, but it doesn't take their power away. It just cleanses them while they're sitting on the tile plate. Another idea with these tile plates, I don't have any yet, but we've got some coming, is you can tile your home with shungite. You can literally put these tiles on the bathroom floor or use them in the kitchen as your wall tiling. And that is providing EMF protection in one of the rooms with the most electrical equipment ever. So you're being protected whilst your kitchen just exists. And those tiles are beautiful. And they come in squares and they come in pentagons. That's five-sided shape, and they're beautiful.
Polygon and a hexagon.
A polygon and a hexagon. So a hexagon, six-sided and five-sided. Okay, pretty cool. So they are on our website if you want to take a look at them. If you do want enough for tiling, you need to put in an order. because we want to make sure we've got enough stock for you. Okay, here is the powder. We've got it in a glass jar, and here, this is what it looks like.
You'll never get that off your fingers now.
It does stain your finger for a while.
That is.
You can eat it. And you don't choke on it. It's really, really fine. And we just put a little bit in water and drink it every day as our detox, because we're concerned about heavy metals, because they're in everything, and we're doing our best to get rid of them. So, no, you can see that it kind of stains. So try not to get it everywhere. But that's shungite, edible. I know, incredible, hey? So shungite. You can wear it. Oh, hang on. These are two little pieces I'll just show you. Look, these little pebbles. They're like beach stones, right? But these are unpolished, uncut pieces that have come straight from the mine. So we sell them for about $16 each. Gorgeous. Put them around the house. Provide more EMF protection. Then you can wear it. I'm making... Thank you, darling. I'm making earrings. And they've got 3 little beads on them each, and currently they're just in little earrings for you. So the great thing about wearing them near your ears is if you are putting your phone near you, hopefully your phone is on speakerphone. You shouldn't put it against your ear at all. It radiates your head and heats it up and gives you bad jujus,
Well, we've got the phone plates,
leading to brain trauma. So wearing earrings is really good because it provides EMF protection. And the second thing you should be doing is you should have a piece of like on the back of your phone. We have little pieces as small than this that you literally just peel off the sticky tab at the back and stick onto the back of your phone. Now, I'm using my phone for this live now, so I can't show you mine, but
really works.
they really work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my husband's going to get me some from the box because they're just over there, and I'll show you. But what I am holding is a range of our samples that we've got. All designs, round medallions, large design, hard to carry, different designs. That is a cool logo, isn't it? That is beautiful. These are all on our website. This is the OM in reverse because, of course, we're in the phone. This is our logo for our website, which is the vector equilibrium, the first form. Really important. This is a beautiful tree, a Celtic tree, and we have this beautiful darling, Celtic knot. That's just some of them. Hang on, I've got more. But wait, there's more. Okay, look at these darlings. Oh my god. Okay, so you can have that one. Now these are the bigger pieces. So the ones I just showed you were 35mm. That's the flower of life engraved on both sides if you like it both sides. They're a little bit more expensive, more engraving costs us more. That's a plain one if you're not into anything. This is a lovely oval one. This one also comes with an engraving of a leaf, but that's just a plain one at the moment. Then we've got a triangle with the point going down, triangle with the point going up, a lovely moon.
They'll be on the website in the next couple of days.
And this one's gorgeous. Lots of women are attracted to this one. I like it. This one is called our chakra medallion. So go looking for chakra and you find that one. Right, so that's just some of them. And then back to crafty making. I've been making these bracelets. So these are made out of polished shungite, and they do rub a little bit of on your wrist. It's nothing unsightly. These have about 25 beads on each, And I'm also making some with jasper. So that's that beautiful black and white you see there, which is lovely. And I've also got a few other crystals that I'm putting together on bracelets. So there's two options. You can have elasticized like this one, slide on and off, or you can have ones that are threaded and then have a little pull, the sliding knot. We've got them as well. So they are on our website at the moment. The sliding knot is up there, and we're just about to add these to the website and take some photos. So the sliding knot ones I think are $53, and these will be about, well, I don't know, figure out a price. Take a little bit less time to make, but you get lots of shungite, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so they're made in Australia with imported shungite from Karelia. Right, what else do I need to share with you?
Something about the crystals that you
Nick wants to tell me something to tell you. Okay. Okay.
Shungite does not.
Okay, so shungite doesn't become dangerous after it's being used, okay? But some crystals like tourmaline, black tourmaline, does become an issue, become toxic to our bodies afterwards. So tourmaline actually holds the jujus and then lets it go around you. So probably not a good idea to use black tourmaline for EMF protection, because it's not going to do what it needs to do. Okay? Well, for a while it won't, Nick's saying, and we don't know how long it lasts, because not a lot of science has been done on black tourmaline in relation to EMF protection. Whereas we do know that there's plenty of science on shungite, and you can read a lot about it on our website. Right, just one more thing and then we're done. I know this has been a bit longer than 15 minutes, but these are the pieces for your phone, just in plastic at the moment. That's a little round one. We've got big ones coming. That's my one sample. And we've got heart-shaped. And these all stick onto your phone. It's just a little peel-off thing. So the heart-shaped ones are 25, round ones are 20, and these round ones will probably be 25 too, because they're bigger. So there you go. Everyone should have them there. I feel like if I was allowed, I'd just have a packet with my EMF and got some EMF on your phone. Maybe around your wrist, around your, ankle, wear a necklace. Everyone needs EMF protection. Okay, but legally can't do that, sadly. Jeez. In our new world, you'll be allowed to walk the beach and sell EMF protection to people. Okay, the world that I'm going to create, it's going to be cool. No restrictions on doing that stuff. We're all out there to protect each other. So you can buy these on our website, and we ship them all around Australia. But if you live locally on the Sunshine Coast, we are based in Koroiba, which is near Tewantin, and you can arrange to come and pick up from our lovely home. Or I can get these to you some other way, as long as it doesn't take too much driving. Maybe you can come and meet us at a stand in the park on a Sunday. We'll bring a few things with us to sell. And if you accost me on the street, I might have some of these hidden in my handbag ready to sell. I think I should, because I went into a crystal store the other day, and the girl behind the counter said, "Have you got?" If you catch me in the street. If you know, now this is the one more thing, shungite is fantastic for gardening, agriculture. We want to get shungite in the ground and support as many people. So if you know somebody runs a nursery, like Ross's tropical plants in Gympie, which is the son of a friend of ours, Nada. If you know a farmer who grows food that you like to buy at the farmer's market, then please tell them about our website. If you know people who want to grow more food in their garden right now, then tell them about shungite. Actually, we need less rainfall, less watering out of the tap to feed the plants. It boosts the strength of the plant and makes them more resilient to pests. and it increases growth by 20 to 40%. Just by having shungite powder or shungite pieces in the soil, it regenerates the soil and cleans the soil, and also takes glyphosates and heavy metals out of the soil. So, amazing benefits for people who are growing our food, who are growing our animals. So, growing hydroponics, cut plants and flowers, they benefit from it too. And we're encouraging nurseries to on-sell or give shungite powder with each plant they're selling, because that will enable that when you replant your plant from the nursery, you're going to give it some shungite soil and make it grow even better and live longer. Because sometimes when they come out of the nursery conditions, they're not getting the same fertilizers because you don't know what they were doing with it, or they're not being fed properly, or maybe you're a terrible gardener and you need all the help you can get, right? So if you've never grown plants before and you're just learning about how to do it, I want to say to you that rather than going to Bunnings and looking for a fertilizer in a bottle or something else, consider buying some shungite powder or some shungite pebbles from me and putting it into your ground. So they keep giving and giving and giving. And the toxins are never released from the shungite, it just encapsulates them within the buckyball formation of the fullerene, okay? So it's not leaking it out at any point. It's incredible. So I would love your help to get me in touch with other nurseries, growers, farmers and everybody else that you know, any connection at all, please. I need your help to get the information out there, because the forces are against us and we need the light to shine. We need healthy food, and we need to get rid of the toxins that they're putting in our soil. And this is the way to do it. So please put me in touch with anybody you know that grows food, grows animals. That's where I want to say it. So cattle, sheep, chickens, any feedlots, which would be very sad, but you know, free range biodynamic farmers. These people only want to hear about shungite. Organic farmers, organic cattle growers, organic chicken and egg layers. These people need to know about it, because what we can do is put shungite in the soil and increase grass growth for cows. Okay, 24% more grass, farmers love that, and it's clean. It's cleaning the soil, which means it's cleaning the it's cleaning the dairy products or the meat products that come from moo-moos. If you're a meat eater, I am. I don't mind if you aren't, but you need to know that what you eat starts at the farm. So, and it starts in the soil. What I need to ask, so, for cattle, in the ground, freeze growth goes into the water for the animals, so that they're getting hydrogenated water and clean water. So that water might be coming from a pool, or might be river supply. And who knows what's gone into that in the past, even though these farmers are trying to make clean water for their animals. The shungite, it makes the water even cleaner and better and antibacterial. If you know fish farmers, you can put shungite into the water for the fish to protect them from chemicals outside and from chemicals in the water. And giving animals shungite through their food or in their water actually provides EMF protection for them as well, because they also are impacted by radiation just like us. They just don't understand it, and studies have been done, and we have cited them in our website, that where animals are happier and healthier from having shungite in their environment. And there's some really cool stories about that. So go and take a look at our website and do some more research. And please, if you do nothing else for me today, could you please share this live with people that you know on your Facebook page, and could you please grab it and send it through Messenger. And if you could send it on just 1 or 2 groups, I would totally be so grateful. If you could share with 5 of your best friends that are open to stuff, I would be immensely grateful. And if you share it with them, that's even better. Most importantly, share it with people that you love, because these are people that are wanting you to help with the knowledge that you just gained from me. So let's all be protected. Use shungite, and if you had lots of fun and you like this, make sure you tune in and follow my posts. We don't have a Facebook page for this business, and I'm not really keen on having one, because I know that Facebook will actually reduce it website anyway, as it does. Going to use my first page, and our website is full of great content. So, energyhealing.space is that incredible site, and then we have a second site that's written specifically dealing with agriculture. So those tasks that you want to send information to, they can go and look at use agriculture just on that website. But all beautiful decorative pieces, using them when they first go there, because that's where you buy quantum energy healing everything, especially the decorative pieces. But the second website is called earthshield.solutions. Earthshield.solutions is the agricultural website that's almost ready to go. Read it. If you're in danger of EMF radiation and you need to know, we cover the Sunshine Coast region doing EMF and EMR reports. We have equipment that reads the radiation and dirty electricity in your environment, and we can come and do that for you in your home or workplace. So yes, I'll write it in the comments. I'm not quite sure how I do that while I'm in a live situation, but I will put the website at the top. Okay, so you can find that. Any more questions? Oh, Melissa says she runs a crystal page. Fantastic. Ooh. Okay, Crystal Essence Spiritual. And she says, feel free to post on my page. I will, darling. Thank you so much for the offer. Okay, I think you've learnt a lot. In fact, I know you've learnt a lot because I've just said so much. So I do hope you had a wonderful time listening to this live, and this has gone for a little bit longer. So sorry, and I love you, and be protected, and keep shining your light out there, and share the joy of Shungite, please. And if you haven't got anything, yes, and please consider shopping with me. Peace out. Love you guys. Have a beautiful weekend.